Excuse me, Lily. What is this invitation for? This doesn't look like the place I said I wanted you to have the wedding at.
I'm sorry, Kimberly, but there were a lot of people booked at the place you recommended that we have our wedding at. And it was the kind of place that required large numbers of people. And the website said to at least have 200 guests.
Well, you can get that amount of people together for your wedding, though. After inviting not only close family and friends, but everyone you knew from school and from your work, you'll have that many guests. And when it comes to my family, we have plenty of family members that we can bring along, and close to 25 cousins alone.
You really want that many people coming to our wedding, though?
If anything, not inviting a lot of guests would be strange. I'm sorry. For a family like yours, you don't have a lot of people in it, right? With you only ever having your mother around, you're missing all the family that your father would have had.
That's very true. And when it comes to my mom's family, it's pretty small, so there wouldn't be a lot to invite to the wedding for me.
So in other words, you went ahead and chose another venue because you didn't want to be embarrassed on your wedding day, right? Even though your mother-in-law went through all that effort finding you the perfect wedding venue of all places.
It had nothing to do with me not wanting to be embarrassed. I told you already that there was a lot of people already booked for the place, and that they asked while we invite at least 200 guests to it. We plan on only having close family and friends at the wedding, so that wouldn't do. We don't really like standing out in front of a bunch of people anyway.
But the wedding is where you're supposed to. The reason you hold it in the first place is to have as many people as possible celebrating it. However, you're saying you want to host a tiny little wedding of all things. I feel bad for my son Jack now.
Why?
There is only ever one wedding in a person's life, and I want for my successful son to be celebrated by as many people as possible on his big day. Yet for some reason, he's getting married to his fatherless woman. And because of that, his chance to show off to so many people is being ruined and made another small get-together like all those simple couples have for weddings. I feel so sorry for the kid.
But even Jack said that he'd like to have a smaller wedding.
He's only saying that in order not to cause any trouble for you. Deep down, he's like any other man who wants to throw a massive party and be celebrated by all. I wonder if my son would be able to change to a better woman to make his wife. One who actually has both of her parents still. He does not need someone like you as a wife. I know that.
What?
This is what happens when you only have one parent raising you. He's going to have to sacrifice himself in order to deal with all the crap you've brought to the table now. I really do feel so sorry for the boy.
Kimberly, don't get started again with all those insults about my mom and I, please. And right now, we're not even talking about my family or how I was raised. So let's get back to talking about the wedding, shall we?
Shut up! I will not have a poor and fatherless child like you talking back to me like that. I guess you really weren't raised properly then. You don't even know your own position in the society right now.
What are you talking about? I am just wanting to get married to the man I love, and you just happen to be the mother of the man I love. So please stop talking to me in a manner as rude as that.
Huh?
Also, you need to stop calling my family poor like that as well. I get that you don't like the kind of background that I have, but you are starting to make fun of my mom now as well. Go ahead and say what you like about me, but you leave my mom out of it.
I know that you are all poor in that household. All of you single-parent families are nothing more than moneyless beggars.
Excuse me?
The job of a mother is to give their kids all the love in their heart. Things like money are what the man of the house is for, the father. But because you had no father, your mother had to go out and work all the time, leaving you at home alone. And there is no way a woman who works is making more than a man could. You were raised in a lazy household with no money and no love in it at all.
My mom made sure to love and support me better than anyone else could have. I never had a bad memory about my life when I've been with her, and there was never a moment where I regretted having her as my mom. I had a very good life as a child and a teen with her, and had everything everyone else my age had.
Stop trying to act all tough, you fatherless heathen. Now you're just getting all sassy with me, which is something I'll allow a wife of my son to be. I'm going to make sure your marriage doesn't happen anymore. Actually, I've already found my son a woman that is perfect for his class.
Stop saying such stupid crap like that. You can hate me all you want, but you do not get a say in the marriage your son has. And I'm going to marry him.
Well, my son happens to understand everything I tell him, and he's only agreeing with what you've chosen right now. Soon, he'll be agreeing with me again, and we'll be looking past you. Hey, Jack. Would you like to come out with your mom for lunch sometime? Recently, you and I haven't been able to have the mother-son bonding time we used to have.
What? Kimberly?
Come on now. Don't call me by my first name, please. I understand that you plan to get married soon and have a family of your own, but I'm still your mom, right? I will always be your mother forever, so please, continue calling me Mom. You can even call me Mama like you did when you were a little rascal.
What?
Listen, Jack, you and I can go get something for lunch together at the start of next month if you like. I actually happen to have a woman that I'd really like for you to meet.
What are you saying right now? You do realize that at the beginning of next month, I'm getting married to Lily, right? That's our wedding then.
You can put something like that on hold for a bit.
Huh?
Just say that you can't have a wedding that day anymore. I understand that in this day and age, something like that is hard to do, so you are more than welcome to cancel last minute on Lily if you'd like. Give an excuse about how you become sick or something.
Is this woman you have for me really worth canceling my wedding over in order to meet?
I put all of my marbles together looking for the perfect woman for you. She happens to be the daughter of a CEO as well. She has a great education, and her character is phenomenal. She is the perfect woman for a man like you. I think you'd be far better off with someone like her as your wife.
In other words, you're asking me to jump over to her and leave Lily behind? There's only a month left before the wedding and everything, and you're asking me to do the absurd.
I'm asking you to meet with this woman for me because I don't believe in you getting married to Lily. A CEO's daughter like her is 100 times better than that Lily is for you. If you do meet with this other woman and still want to be with Lily, then I guess you really do love her. Then I will never say another thing about you two ever again.
Really?
I'm just worried about you is all, Jack. I want you to have a marriage that won't fail you ever in the future. That is why this is the one and only thing I'm asking you to do for me. Just meet with her one time for me. And if you still choose to be with Lily, then I'll make sure to pay for your wedding being cancelled or delayed.
If that's what you're wanting, then I understand. I just have to meet with her once, right?
That's all I'm asking. Thank you so much, Jack. The fact that you're listening to me still shows that you really do love me, and I love you too. I'll get in touch with them right now and set up a date for you two. I'm sorry, Lily. I'm not going to be able to come out to your wedding today. Something very important just came up that I must be at.
Something more important than your own son's wedding. Today is our wedding, all right? So shouldn't this come before anything else?
Well, this is something very important to me. And it's not like you're even going to be able to have that wedding anyway. I've never heard of a wedding being held before where the groom isn't present. Since that's the kind of wedding you'll be having today, then there's no problem with me not showing up to it, right?
Huh?
Actually, it's not just me skipping out on the wedding, but my son as well. Sounds like he's not feeling too good right now. He said that he's been worried sick about getting married to a fatherless child like you, which is why he asked me to tell you that he wants for today's wedding to be cancelled.
I don't think that Jack would ever ask for something like that.
If you don't believe me, then take a look around at your wedding venue. My son shouldn't be anywhere inside that place. Perhaps he's even out right now with a really special woman having some coffee in this point in time.
Excuse me?
Anyway, now that you're aware of that, I'm going to be heading out. My son and I are both not showing up today, and I promise you that we won't be showing up for you no matter how much you beg for us to come. Forget about that marriage, please.
We never invited you though, Mom.
What? So don't worry about letting us know that you have plans more important than my wedding?
Never wanted you to be here today, so this isn't a problem for us.
A what? You just call me Mom, Lily. Huh?
But don't hurry your way out to that cafe. I already talked with that woman about what was going on, so you can go there, but there won't be anyone else to meet. Now have yourself a good coffee, all alone.
Wait a second, please. What? What the hell is going on here? Why are you using Lily's phone right now? Does that mean you're actually at that wedding venue already? You promised to come out with me to meet this woman I'd found for you, right?
Jack told me he never made that promise with you. I was just acting like him at the time and made that fake promise.
What?
So, you never did realize who you were texting then. Actually, when you were talking with who you presumed to be Jack about that woman you found for him, you were really talking to me. You told him to cancel last minute on our wedding, and then go out with you to meet that woman, right? A CEO's daughter, correct?
What was that?
I was pretty shocked to hear all of that from you. Never thought there could be a mother in this world willing to do something so horrible to her son. And then you went on about how I would beg for you guys to come here. Well, I was the one that made this whole plan up with you, and there's no reason for me to beg for any other outcome now.
No way. How could I have made such a mistake as that?
I was going to tell you who I was at the very start, but then I thought about how if I blew my cover there, you would come up with another plan to try and ruin this wedding another time. So I just decided to play Jack that time and get you to make a plan that was never going to happen. And then I thought to myself how I didn't want someone like you coming to our wedding later. Really, I thought it was the perfect chance to get you to stay away from the wedding.
Huh?
So, after I had faked being Jack and made that fake promise with you, I told Jack about everything and showed him the text you were sending me. And when I told him about how we wouldn't invite you after that, he was really happy. He told me that he would feel a whole lot better not having you at the wedding. So then and there, we both agreed to keep you off the guest list. You really are such a wonderful mother, aren't you?
I'm not screwing around right now. You've been making fun of me this whole entire time. Don't think you can get carried away now just because you kept me away from that wedding.
I'm not getting carried away, though. I was just keeping everything a secret from you until today, so that you wouldn't show up. And both Jack and I made sure to have your husband involved in this as well. He helped Jack explain to that girl you found what had happened and why she shouldn't go to the cafe with you. I was never going to get carried away with any of this because that was the only plan I had.
You have to be kidding me. You talked with my husband about all of this as well? And you told that young woman about this? All of that work I put in. I put in so much work finding that girl for my son to marry.
Yep. She really was such a wonderful young woman. When I was talking with her over the phone, she told me how bad she felt that I'd have a mother-in-law like you. And as a thank you for saving her from ever seeing you in person, she sent me some high-end shoes in the mail. She told me that whenever I wear them, I'll be reminded of how I saved another sister's life.
What?
So, with all that being said, please go and enjoy that other plan that popped up for you. You don't have to come to our wedding today, and after this, we're going to be cutting ties to you.
You're cutting ties to me too?
Both Jack and I decided that that was the best option. We don't want to deal with you anymore, Kimberly, and right now Jack is next to me saying he's wanting to vomit after he just had a talk with you.
Why would you say something like that, Jack? I was just doing all of this for your happiness.
If you want for him to be happy, then allow for the two of us to have a great wedding and marriage. I was the one he proposed to and asked to be with for the rest of his life. I am the one that he chose, yet you are going against the one person he is most happy with, all for your own biased reasons.
You shut the hell up. I am against you marrying him because you were never raised the correct way like he was. Because you only ever had a mother raise you. You don't know what the love of both parents is like, and you have never been punished by both parents either. I have no choice but to say no to him marrying you, because you are nothing more than a useless child to the society.
If that's what you're gonna say, Mom, then I think the same thing about myself. I never knew what the love of both my parents was like.
What?
I never felt any love coming from you, only from Dad. If anything, I feel like I was raised in worse conditions than Lily was.
What the hell are you going on about right now, Jack? You were loved by both your father and I more than anyone else could be. We made sure to raise you to become the most successful man ever. I was always by your side and never let you once get into any trouble, right?
Are you kidding me? All you ever did was force me to stay inside all day while you left the house to go play.
What?
You were always leaving me with a babysitter while you left the house for close to 10 hours a day. When I was still young and would cry over small things, you wouldn't coddle me. You called me annoying and told me to shut the hell up. And that's why you never stuck around the house with me and hired so many babysitters. When it came to Dad, he had things like work that kept him busy all day so he couldn't always be with me. I'm pretty sure there was a reason for leaving me at home all the time like that as well, right?
Hold on,
You only ever came back home to start raising me after I'd finished elementary school. You came back for me then because I was older and no longer needed all of your attention. And then you started to try and act like my mother.
You remember a lot from back then, don't you? I thought you wouldn't be able to remember anything from when you were little.
I remember it all so well because I was always lonely and sad. I didn't even get to experience things like eating my mom's cooking like Lily has. And whenever I was sick and needed to stay home from school, you never said that it was okay. Instead, you forced me to go. I had to grow up never knowing what it was like to have parents around me who cared. And yet Lily still loves me. Someone like me who had no parents. So I ain't listening to the crap that comes out of your mouth about our marriage.
How dare you talk to your own mother like that?
Who are you calling my mother? You're not even willing to come out to my wedding today. Are we done here? I don't see you as my mother, and I never want to see you in general. I'm cutting ties to you right now. So when we have kids, and when you need your child to support you in old age, you can forget about trying to contact me, because I'm not ever letting you into my life again.
What am I going to do, Lily? I was told by my husband last night when he got home from your guy's wedding that he wants a divorce now. And then he kicked me out of the house. And when it turned night, he didn't let me back inside.
Well, there's no reason for someone to let you back into their house when they're getting a divorce from you. From what your husband has told me, you're nothing more than a stranger to him now.
No way. To be divorced at an age like mine, and having to lose my house now is too unbelievable. Hey, Lily, I'm coming over to your place right now. Would that be all right with you?
What?
I don't have anyone else to ask for help right now. I promise to stay quiet and not get in the way of your new married life to my son. So would you please allow me to come and live with you?
Did you forget that yesterday was the start of us having cut ties to you? There's no way we're going to let you into our house.
Then you will once you stop cutting ties to me, right? I get that I did some things wrong along the way, having been scared of doing things like raising Jack and always running from him. But as his mother, I've always loved him and still do. If I have to actually lose my son like this, my heart is going to be torn to shreds.
Kimberly.
Being from a house where you only ever had your mother, you can understand how horrible this is for me, right? You understand how precious the bond between a mother and her child is, right? No matter what happens, the mother should always be with her kids, right?
Good point. Considering that I only ever had my mother around, I do understand very well. Things like family are what the mother should be worried about most.
Lily!
Which is why a mother who doesn't put her family first and support them is no longer a mother at all. In that moment where they stop thinking about their family as everything, they become nothing. So could you please give up now? Your relationship you had with Jack was severed the moment you started to leave him home like that all the time to go out and play.
What?
It was only ever my mom and I in the house. And that's why I'm able to understand just how important it is for the child to have their mother, and the mother to raise their child. That's what a family really is. Even if I had my father around during all that, the family would still revolve around the mother's love for her kids. It's all about that love and support for one another. But for someone like you, who is only ever around when she needs help, that makes you anything but family to someone like Jack.
No, wait, Lily? Are you pretty much saying that I'm being abandoned now? That's so cold of you.
I'm sorry, but I never knew what it was like to be loved by both my parents and raised in a way you don't agree with. That might be the reason why I'm so cold at times. Sorry, I guess. But unlike Jack, I'm never going to cut ties to my mom, which means that I'm still warmer than someone like him who had both his parents around growing up. That's all. Goodbye forever now. After that, there were no more notifications on my phone from Kimberly, as I believe she had learned her place. And soon after that, her husband was able to get that divorce he had been wanting from her, and they were no more. Like she said to me, he would be taking the house and everything in the divorce, only leaving her with one of the cars and all of her furniture that he didn't even like. And so, after he had loaded up the car for her with all of her junk, he threw the keys out the window to where she was laying in the yard crying and told her to screw off. Then, only once after that happened, she sent a message to Jack saying that she was so sorry for the mother she'd become and for never loving him enough to prove that they were family. And then, she proceeded to say that one day, she hoped that he'd be calling her his mama once more and that they'd be able to see one another again. But Jack didn't even give her response to any of that, and left her on red, blocking her number right after that. I know that I'm pretty cold for what I said to his mom before I stopped talking to her, but what he did there was ice cold for sure. From rumors I've heard, after the divorce and everything, Kimberly made a move all the way back to her parents' house. But back there were all of her old classmates from back in the day, who had families of their own now with grandchildren and all, and the sight of that made her feel even worse. And so, to this day, she has closed herself off from the world and spends all her time inside the house, never leaving it for anything.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video.
Hey, Maple, what the heck is wrong with you? Come over here right now and open the door to this living room. Why is there some kind of stick blocking me from getting in?
I'm going to keep that door blocked off for the time being until I get my things together.
Huh? I'm not playing around right now, Maple. My things are over in that room as well. All of his things are there as well.
That's true. Yours and his clothes are all over here in this closet. But I'm not going to be able to move out of here by the end of the day or tomorrow. So you'll have to give me around a week to get all of my things together, while I have a lot of them sent out to my new place. You'll just have to wait.
I don't care about all of that, so open the door to the living room right now.
Why do you think you have the right to constantly command me to do things for you like that? This is my house, and I am the one in charge of what I do here. So, how about you shut it and let me take my time?
But I want to go to the bathroom.
Well, just hold it in then. You're the one that came into my house thinking that you could just have that relationship with my boyfriend all the time.
It's your fault for letting him find and start taking me in.
I see. I guess there really are such people with the nerves like you. At least I'm aware of that now.
He threw you away because you were doing nothing at all with him. And even after you're gone, him and I will continue to be a thing, never even worrying about what's happened to you. So how about you get out of our way so we can have this house to ourselves?
And in order to get out of your guys' way, I need to get all of my things together and sent out of here.
You really are such a nuisance, Maple. That is what makes you unattractive, and that's why you've been thrown away.
I'm sure you'd never be able to understand this, Carla, but the fact that you've been coming into my house to have affairs with my boyfriend makes you more of a nuisance than me. By the way, how long has it been now since you started to go out with my boyfriend?
It was about a year ago when you introduced me to him, right?
That was back when you wanted to have a double date with us, right?
And on that day, I fell head over heels for him.
Head over heels?
Because he turned out to be just my type.
And?
Back when we were planning the double date, you put us all into a group chat, right? Well, I started to text him directly from there. And half a year later, him and I started dating. And when I say dating, I mean things have been very serious between us. You never even noticed a thing what was going on, which made it all more easy for us.
Carla, I know I shouldn't be asking this right now, but you made sure to break up with Chris before going out with my boyfriend, right?
I was planning on breaking up with him back then, but we never really had any chances to see one another then, and time just slipped away from me.
But weren't you telling me that the other day that you and him went on a small vacation with one another? You even posted pictures of the both of you online, right?
The only reason I went on that trip with him is because we had made plans to celebrate our anniversary with one another. I didn't want to say no to him, and so I had no choice but to go with him.
What the hell? You do understand that to get a reservation at that place like that, it takes a lot of patience, right?
I feel bad for the guy, putting in all that effort for a woman who doesn't even care about him anymore.
I feel bad for the fact that he put in all that work for a child who doesn't love him anymore, yet she went on that trip anyway.
He seemed so happy to have me along with him, so what's the problem with that? Normally, he would never take me out anywhere. Instead, just sitting at home all the time making those comic books that never sell.
Come on now, Carla.
You're the same way, right? Always focusing on work all the time, to the point you and him haven't even been able to go out for months now. That's what he told me.
Which is kind of strange, considering he was telling me how much he supported my work.
If anything, you and Chris are kind of meant for one another, right? Your boyfriend and I are both working for average companies bringing in good money. However, you and Chris both work useless kind of jobs where you just sit at home all day. What was it? You make cartoons or something for a living? Look at that. You both are pretty much in the same industry.
But the way you and Jake have gone about this is all messed up. If you both have been into one another that much and lost the feelings for me and Chris, then why didn't you break up with us before dating? Nobody ever ends up happy when people just start cheating, and it just goes and ruin it all of the relationship that had been built.
But this way gave Jake and I more of a thrill over breaking up with you guys.
A thrill?
I'd always wanted to try having a secret relationship with someone, having the fear of someone finding out always in my mind while making love.
So you went and did that at the cost of Chris and my happiness?
This had nothing to do with you being happy or not. Jake and I had tons of fun going out behind the two of your backs, and that's what made us happy.
I see. Well then, you can enjoy the rest of your time in the living room for today. Once I have most of my things packed up and are ready to be sent, I'll open that door for you.
I told you to let me out of here! Hey! Maple!
Are you freaking kidding me, Maple? You open the damn living room door right now.
So, that's the first thing you're going to say to me after I found out that you've been cheating on me in my house? Whatever happened to people apologizing first?
Why do I have to apologize to you? No matter who is looking at this situation, they all know that you have to be the one apologizing for this.
I'm not sure why I should have to do that. I'm the one that has been renting this place, and in my bedroom, my best friend and my boyfriend have been having sex. So, seeing as that was all not my fault, why should I have to be apologizing to you?
You might be my girlfriend, but so is Carla.
Don't even try using that as your reason for letting her into my place and having sex with her on my bed. That is called you both having an affair, and I will not let you get away with something like that.
Well, you were never in your own home that often, so it was going to waste, having nobody using it.
Have you lost the concept of someone else's things is? It sounds right now like you think your things are yours, while my things are also yours.
You gave me a duplicate key to your place and said I was free to do as I pleased.
Seriously, Jake? So what you're saying is that you don't have any ethical understanding? Well, if that's the case then, there is no reason for me to try talking with you anymore. Now, you just shut the hell up and sit quietly in the living room. Once I have all my things together, I'll let you two out of there.
You're getting your things together?
I just had someone I thought was my best friend making love with someone I thought was my boyfriend in my house. I don't want to live in a place like this anymore, now that it's been tainted. That's why I'm moving out into a new place I found. I was thinking for a little while now about selling a lot my furniture and such anyway. So this is the perfect timing for that actually. And anything that doesn't sell this week will be tossed out. Make sure you hand that duplicate key back to me. I've already called the owner of this apartment complex and told them this is my last month living here.
Huh? Don't start doing things like that without telling me first. This place is so close to my office building, and I was able to stay here for free. And anytime I had to stay late for work, I was able to come right here and crash instead of going all the way back to my place.
Wait, I just found out that you've been cheating on me and you think I'd still want to think about how you feel?
I'm not asking for you to continue dating me or anything like that. I chose to be with Carla and had plans to break up with you soon.
So you're going to break up with me but still expect to use my place to sleep and crap? I have no idea how you were able to think something like that up. Honestly, I have no idea how you thought it was a good idea to cheat on me in the first place, but now you're just showing me new lows.
You know both myself and Carla already, so why do you care so much about us going out behind your back?
This isn't about me knowing about the two of you. I can't handle this right now. I'm going to be leaving this place and you guys will be no longer able to use it. When I let you both out of here, you leave the key on my counter and go away. I have to get all of my things ready to be either sold or moved to my new place. So that key better be there so that the company doesn't force me to pay extra.
All right. I'll leave it here for you. But man, the fact that you're always so strict about everything is why you're not that attractive. This is why you're getting tossed aside now.
Well, I'm so sorry that I'm not your type.
I plan on living with Carla now anyways, and I'm thinking about marriage too.
Marriage? Are you serious?
The fact that you're being thrown out by me and are even questioning the fact that the two of us could be getting married is so pathetic. And hurry up with opening up the damn door.
Alright. I was planning on taking the week to get all my things together and sent out, but I guess I'll have to get it done today. And then I'll be out of your guys' faces.
Maple, I think it should be arriving at your place soon. I made sure to put the tracking on that thing for you so I'd be able to watch and make sure it got all the way to your place.
Could this be about your wedding invitation that just arrived in my mailbox?
So you did get it. It's really cute, right? I made sure it was one of the cutest cards you'd ever seen by putting all those stickers on it. It's so freaking cute, right?
Not at all.
Huh? What did you say?
These stickers are cute, I'll give you that. But there are so many of them crowding this whole card that it looks ugly now. And you place them on like a preschooler, leaving air bubbles under some of them and wrinkles on the others. How about you pay attention next time when placing them?
Just because no one will ever marry you, don't get all jealous over my wedding.
I'm actually pretty happy that I didn't have to end up marrying a man that thought it was perfectly okay to cheat on me with my best friend. So there's no jealousy here.
Well, that's because he knows that I'm his destined soulmate and would never sacrifice his faith with you. So don't worry about us.
That confidence you have there is amazing. So, why did you end up sending me this invitation? Also, what made you work up the confidence to get back in touch with me like this again?
I was thinking that I'd like you to have come and join my wedding as well, and that's why I sent you that cute little invitation.
And you sent it to my parents' house?
Well, you did move away, right?
Because I didn't want to keep living in the same house my ex cheated on me in.
And because you moved, I didn't know what your new address was. Look, our parents are still pretty close to one another, right? So my family knows where your parents are living. So I decided it would be best to send the invitation there.
Does any of your family know about how you cheated Chris and took my ex?
You think I'd ever tell them about that? Jake and I were able to find one another with the help of our best buddies. That's not a lie, right?
I suppose that's not a lie.
Maple, do you remember that very old promise we made to one another?
Promise?
We promised one another that when we got married, we'd give a speech at one another's wedding.
Was that a promise we made back in middle school or something? Back when we were young and naive?
And since I'm getting married now, I'd like you to give that speech at my wedding. I'm sure it will be pretty tough for you to do since this is the wedding of your ex and best friend, right? But you promised that you'd come and give that speech, right?
Sure, I'll come then.
Thank you very much. And I'm looking forward to what gift you'll give me. I'm going to be having a very high-end and gorgeous wedding this time, so I'd like to make sure that I get enough gifts and money from everyone that I won't be having to pay a dime for a wedding.
I'll make sure to think of something to give you. Please, look forward to it.
This is going to be such a great wedding for my best friend to see. Make sure you come wearing only your finest clothing and jewelry. You'll be giving the speech after all, so you have to look nice. Maple, thank you for coming to my wedding today. My mom just told me that you made it through the front door.
Congrats on getting this wedding together. Now, could you tell me where my seat is? I went and had a look at the guest list, and my name wasn't on there, so I had to ask one of the staff members here. They got all red in the face and ran off somewhere before giving me any answer.
I think the person you were asking is in the changing room with me right now. I told her that I'd never invited someone like you to my wedding, so I asked that she be pleased to have you escorted out of this building for me.
No, I actually brought the invitation with me today, so don't expect the staff to fall for that.
And to think you'd actually come here today? I can't believe it.
You were the one that invited me, right?
No way, I'm scared. Who did you end up stealing that invitation from? I never invited you to my wedding today, Maple.
What the hell is this about?
Maple, you went and locked us in the living room all day back when you found Jake and I, right? Do you have any idea how long I had to hold that pee in for?
Are you really bringing up the time I found you under my boyfriend in my own bedroom and then walked you both into the living room so that I could pack all my things up?
And ever since that day, I've been waiting for the perfect chance to get right back at you. That's why I went and invited you to a wedding that does not have a seat for you. And now I'm going to make you so embarrassed that you'll regret ever messing with me. You weren't even invited to this wedding, yet you came here all dressed up for the occasion. I cannot believe you, Maple.
What about that speech?
You and I both know I asked someone else to give the speech today. I was never going to let you give the speech on the off chance you start going on about some unnecessary things.
Well then, I'm out of here.
Please. But make sure to leave me my gift, please.
Sure thing. I'll make sure to give one of the staff members the gift.
Thank you so much, Maple. Thank you so much for thinking about me and coming all the way out here.
No problem. Actually, I was never going to stay very long today, only planning on giving you your gift before turning right around and heading home. Now, you have a wonderful wedding day.
Hey, Maple. What is this? Come back to my wedding right now.
Oh, did you enjoy your wedding gift? I'm sure that animation I made up for your wedding was a real treat, right? With you and Jake both going at it in my old home.
What? So that was really about us then?
I never mentioned that it was specifically about you two in that animation, right? Even the two in that video were calling one another different names. What were they again? KK and JJ?
That was definitely about us then, wasn't it? And the characters in that cartoon looked just like Jake and I. What the hell was this for?
You were aware that I'm an animator, right? So I thought that it would be a good present for your wedding.
Are you freaking brain dead? How the hell is this anything close to a present? That whole video played out showing Jake and I having sex in your home.
Well, did you enjoy it? I tried my best to not only make it realistic to what happened, but with a touch of comedy added in.
But you added in all the worst parts from that day, like Jake and I making love, and then the two of us being locked in your living room for hours. All of our family, they didn't even bother to stick around for the whole thing. And our friends all began to either laugh or show expressions of disapproval on their faces. And why were some of the kids talking about recognizing the art style? Because the illustrations and such are very familiar to a very famous comic book artist work. Actually, they are the exact same. They were very busy with a lot of things, but made sure to help me out in getting all the illustrations done before today. What illustrator are you talking about? They have been making stuff for a while now, and for people like you and I to read, as well for kids. So having them add their special touch to my animation really helped me out. What the hell is going on here? What kind of famous comic book illustrator did you find? Are you serious? You should be able to tell just by the high quality art style and everything. They have been making insanely famous comics for a while now, and have even gone overseas to get awards and stuff for their work. They've been overseas getting awards and things like that as well? Actually, I'm talking about myself there. Have you been not watching the news at all? I recently went to a couple of ceremonies overseas to receive awards for all kinds of my cartoons and comics. And next up, I'll be making a short-length movie about one of my more popular series. Hold on a second. You're lying, right? Back when I was last talking to you, I was very busy getting all kinds of things done, and that made it hard for me to ever go out with Jake. But I made sure to explain him just how important a lot of my work was, and that the awards I could get would be a huge one for me. However, that didn't seem to mean anything to him, right? You're not lying. I just went onto Google and there you are, in all kinds of news articles. You got an award of over $1 million? It is all going towards my next few works. How the hell? How could a shut-in like you be making $1 million? And I'm just getting started too. I still have plenty to learn about the industry, and I'm not quite happy about the quality I'm producing. Luckily, small fish, as long as they keep on eating, will grow bigger and bigger. And thankfully for the both of us, you went and threw away someone who was growing right alongside me. What? What are you talking about? Wait, what? Do you seriously not remember any of the comics your ex-boyfriend was working on? Wait, did you not even give any of his works a chance back when you were both a thing? My ex-boyfriend? No way. You're talking about Chris? Before you stopped loving Chris and cheated on him, he was getting his career as a comic book artist rolling. Don't tell me I threw away a man with a whole lot of potential. Right after you let him go, he went and was hired by a large animation company and started to spread his wings. And that then put him in a position much like my own. Except he was focusing on selling things like goods related to his works, bringing in huge amounts of money every month. No way. So that video I made for you, with the help of Chris, is very good quality and should be considered a very pricey gift, that cartoon. Why the hell would you show this in front of everyone though? But I made that as a gift for you that you asked me to make. So I put a lot of effort into that cartoon with Chris's help. All while him and I were busy with so many other things that are far more important than your wedding. So please respect our work. Now, congratulations on your marriage.
Maple, I really messed up. In the past, I was always supporting you and your cartoons, right? So let's get back together, all right? I think you're going to become a whole lot more busy now, so you'll need someone around to support you even more, right?
I have staff who work for me and support my work, and at the moment, I'm not looking to date anyone, so it's going to be a no for me. Also, didn't you just get married to Carla?
That wedding was a massive failure.
Why's that?
It's not that we didn't get as much money from people to help pay for it. But after everyone started to leave the wedding, our parents told us to give all of our gifts back to the guests.
I got a call from your mom, actually. She called to apologize to me.
All of them said they didn't know that this marriage was born from cheating. Both my parents are pissed off with me.
Now that I think about it, your dad was also a very strict man, right? That's what I'd expect from a school principal.
And originally, I was getting money from both of them, but now they're telling me to pay for my own wedding. I tried to pull all the money I have together, but there is no way that I can pay for everything without going into debt if I don't get any help right now.
That's a real letdown, Jake.
That's why I'm going to leave that bitch, and then I'll come and get on my hands and knees and beg. So please, Maple, allow me to come back to your side again. I want things to go back the way they were between you and I. You got a whole lot of awards, right? For all of your works, and you were awarded $1 million for one of them. You'll need someone to help you manage all that money, right?
And you think I'd ever let a man who brought another woman into his girlfriend's house so that the two of them could make love in her bed manage my money? Are you really going to try pulling off that stunt in my place again? You were the one saying that all of my things were your things back then and never respected the fact that you and I were only dating. And after I left that place to move into my new house, you went and did what to some of my appliances? Oh, that's right, you stole them from me. Things like my blender and microwave.
Those things, Carla told me that she wanted them, and we're getting a new place as well.
I happen to be a very expressive woman and will use anything and everything to portray how I feel.
And that's why you made that cartoon. Because of that, you've gone and made both my parents and Carla's parents disown us. All of our friends won't even come around us anymore. And the rest of our family members, they won't even reply to us anymore. And we got nothing from that wedding.
That's what you fucking get. From here on out, I'm going to be only more busy with my work. So I'm glad you and I are history now. Wait, don't tell me that you only want to be back together with me again to travel the globe. Use your own money to do all of that.
I don't have any freaking money.
Ah, sorry about that. I totally forgot you wasted it on someone as trashy as Carla. Well, I'm heading back to Europe now for a bit, so I'm going to have to put my phone on airplane mode.
You're going back to Europe?
There's another film and animation festival I'm taking part in. I was nominated for an award there, so I have to show my face. I was even told that there was a cash reward for me as well.
You're kidding me.
Goodbye forever now, Jake. Ah, I've already gone ahead and blocked Carla, so I'm going to do the same thing to your number.
Wait, Maple. Wait a second.
Have the most enjoyable rest of your life with Carla for me, please. This is all stuff that I've heard from Carla's ex, Chris. Right after their wedding, Jake and Carla stayed together with one another and worked together to pay all of the debt they got into. They were never able to come to an agreement on who would pay for the wedding fees, and so they thought it would be better to stay together and pay things off. But because of that, their newfound life together as a married couple is not all that fabulous. As for myself and Chris, the both of us are doing very well with our careers. We have become super close friends to one another and will contact each other at all the time about work while looking for pointers.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video.